Hello, my name's Julie Williams and I'm a registered migration agent with Migration Downunder, and I'm going to be talking to you today about regional visas. What is regional? Why regional? Regional is referred to any area in Australia outside the metropolitan areas, so all the large cities. So regional is anywhere in New South Wales outside of Sydney, Wollongong, Newcastle. Perth is anywhere outside of Western Australia. Victoria is anywhere outside of Melbourne. South Australia is anywhere over the state, including Adelaide, and the same with the Northern Territory and so forth and so on. So regional areas are less populated areas, and that's why there is a promotion to get people getting out, moving out to the regional areas to build up and bolster those areas that have got a lack of labour and a lack of skills due to low population. So they're trying to build up the population in those areas and increase it, and also trying to alleviate cities like Melbourne and Sydney that have got a growing population and almost, or it feels like it, at capacity. Why regional? Well, regional can be a lot of fun. I grew up in a regional area. I've got family still in regional areas and I love going back there. It's not necessarily completely outback and isolated. There are some cities that are reasonably sized that have all the facilities that the cities can offer. Especially Adelaide, and then there's also the transport is getting a lot better. In some places it might not be as great as others, but there's certainly train, buses, and in most circumstances airlines that are travelling to most of those sort of major regional centres. So I've got a lot of experience. I was born in Adelaide. It's a regional area. It's a great place. I grew up in country New South Wales. I've got a daughter studying in Wagga, also in country New South Wales. So from a personal point of view, I can certainly recommend it. And, I think everybody has passion for being there and have time of day to talk, are thrilled, excited about migrants coming to their areas, especially if you're in a skill that is much needed. Medical centres, people are crying out for great doctors, health professionals, nurses, etc. And also in other areas, South Australia are crying out for innovative ICT experts, people that have really got a great skill set that we don't find here in Australia. And it's a better way of living often, because whilst it's a better standard of living, it's easy to access various things, it's easy to get around. You haven't got the crazy transport that you do in Melbourne and Adelaide, where it's becoming a lot more congested on the roads. Commuting is taking a lot longer. So regional is definitely well worth considering. And as such, the government are putting in a couple of new visas that are going to come into effect from the 16th of November 2019 to encourage people into regional areas, but also to assist people in achieving their migration goal. So if you are prepared to study or work or move to a regional area, there will be advantages for you, and there will be a greater opportunity to obtain permanent residency, which is often the key to everyone's migration dream. There, unlike the current visas, the new proposed temporary 491 and the 494 is going to be offering a 5-year visa. At the moment, the maximum's 4. It will be a 5-year visa. Yes, you will be required to reside 1 year more, 3 years in that regional centre. But you know what? The longer you're there, the more involved you become and entrenched with that community. And they're very friendly communities that you won't want to leave. You won't want to come back to the cities. And you wonder why you haven't done it sooner. So anyone, what they're looking for, still looking at hospitality tourism in a lot of areas, but where there's big hotels being built in areas in Victoria, sort of outer west of New South Wales, they don't have the labour force to be able to fill the positions. So they are looking for people that are in hospitality, looking for people in engineering, construction, all those type of skill set that we desperately need here in Australia. And as the 190 is becoming a lot more competitive, and the 189, which is the independent skilled pathway, the regional will open up much more opportunity for you to have a stronger chance of accessing a pathway to permanent residency. The 491 is for independent skilled that have got a relative in a designated area or are getting sponsored by a state and territory. The 494 is going to be employer sponsored. And they do say that there are going to be an increase of occupations that are not currently on the list, but still yet to be revealed, as is a lot of the legislation and criteria surrounding these visas. There's also going to be an opportunity for those students that choose to study in a regional area. There will be more opportunities and pathways into be able to seek a longer visa and eventually a pathway to permanent residency. Unlike those current students that are on certain occupations studying in metropolitan areas, there is no opportunity to be sponsored by an employer because you need 2 years post-qualification experience. There's going to be concessions for those studying in regional areas. And a lot of the regional universities specialise in certain areas that have a very good reputation and a good name and a very lively campus if you're going to be staying on campus, because they have to create their own social being and social activities. So I think your whole experience being in a regional area be so much more satisfying than perhaps being in a metropolitan area. But there is a lot more to talk about and to say. If you do want to keep updated with what's happening in the regional space, then please subscribe to our YouTube channel or subscribe to our newsletter. Otherwise, you can always email us, info@migrationdownunder.com. If you're in Australia, you can call us on 02 9419 5411.